Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean. As far as your eyes can see, the waves stretch endlessly, blending into the horizon. You know there's a limit to this. Expanse land lies beyond it somewhere. But the view tricks your senses into believing it's infinite. Now, take that feeling and expand it. Not just to the physical world, but to the realms of numbers, the universe, and even your thoughts. This is the paradox of infinity. Something so fundamental and yet so profoundly elusive that it bends the very fabric of our understanding. Infinity surrounds us. It's in the unending sequence of numbers, the boundless stars in the night sky, and the depths of our imaginations. Yet, for all its presence, infinity is an idea that often escapes definition. Can we truly grasp what it means for something to have no end? What does it mean for a concept to be boundless when we, as humans, are so clearly finite? These questions aren't new. For centuries, infinity has fascinated the minds of mathematicians, philosophers, scientists, and artists. It has been a source of inspiration and a cause for sleepless nights. From ancient times, when thinkers first wondered whether the universe had edges, to the present day, where we wrestle with theories of multiverses and endless possibilities. Infinity challenges the limits of what we can know and imagine. The allure of infinity lies in its duality. It is both comforting and terrifying. On one hand, the idea that the universe might be infinite can feel liberating. If there is no edge, no boundary, no end, then anything seems possible. It suggests a world of endless opportunities and potential, where every horizon leads to another. On the other hand, infinity can feel overwhelming. If something has no end, how can we ever hope to comprehend it? What does it mean for our lives, so fleeting and finite, to exist within a framework that stretches forever? These aren't just abstract musings, they're deeply personal questions that touch on how we see ourselves and our place in the cosmos. Take a moment to think about numbers. No matter how high you count, you can always add one more. There's no final number, no stopping point. This simple idea introduces us to a core truth about infinity. It is not a thing, but a concept. One that exists not in the material world, but in the realms of thought and imagination. And yet, its implications ripple through everything we see and do. Throughout history, infinity has been a paradox, a riddle that both intrigues and frustrates those who attempt to solve it. In mathematics, infinity manifests in many forms. Some infinities are bigger than others, as strange as that sounds. The German mathematician Georg Cantor famously proved that the infinity of numbers between 0 and 1 is smaller than the infinity of all whole numbers. Think about that for a moment. Infinity isn't just one thing. It's a whole spectrum of ideas that defy our intuition. In philosophy, infinity raises even more perplexing questions. If the universe is infinite, does that mean every possible scenario must exist somewhere? Is there another version of you out there in this endless expanse, living a completely different life? And if infinity exists in time as well as space, are we caught in an eternal loop, destined to repeat our lives over and over again? These ideas aren't just academic, they speak to something fundamental about human nature. We are creatures who seek boundaries and definitions. We draw maps to make sense of our surroundings, set goals to give structure to our lives, and create stories to explain the world. But infinity resists all of these attempts. It refuses to be contained, categorized, or fully understood. Despite its abstract nature, infinity isn't just a mathematical or philosophical idea. It's woven into the fabric of reality itself. Look up at the stars, and you'll see it. Astronomers estimate there are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on all the beaches of Earth. But even that staggering number pales in comparison to the possibilities suggested by an infinite universe. The universe doesn't just appear infinite, and size it also hints at infinity in its age. If time stretches infinitely in both directions, then what came before the Big Bang? And what lies beyond the farthest galaxy? These aren't just questions for scientists, they're questions for anyone who has ever stared at the night sky and wondered about what lies beyond. Yet, infinity isn't limited to the cosmos. It's in the smallest of scales as well. In quantum physics, particles can exist in multiple states at once, hinting at an infinite range of possibilities. In biology, the complexity of DNA suggests a nearly infinite variety of life forms that could exist. Everywhere we look, from the vastness of space to the intricacies of nature, infinity beckons. But why does any of this matter? Why should we care about something so abstract, so impossible to pin down? The answer lies in what infinity teaches us about ourselves. To grapple with infinity is to confront the limits of our knowledge and imagination. It forces us to think beyond what we know, to push the boundaries of what we believe is possible. Infinity reminds us that the universe is far bigger, stranger, and more wondrous than we can ever fully understand. It humbles us, showing us our smallness in the face of something so vast, but it also inspires us, inviting us to dream, to explore, and to seek out the unknown. In many ways, infinity is a mirror. It reflects back our deepest fears, our highest hopes, and our most profound questions. It challenges us to think not just about what is, but about what could be. And in doing so, it connects us to each other, to the universe, and to something greater than ourselves. As we begin this exploration of infinity, I invite you to let go of the need for definitive answers. Infinity isn't something we solve, it's something we experience. It's a journey, not a destination. Together, we'll dive into the mysteries of the infinite, exploring its manifestations in science, mathematics, philosophy, and beyond. Along the way, we'll confront paradoxes, uncover surprising truths, and perhaps even gain a deeper understanding of what it means to exist in an endless universe. So, take a deep breath and prepare to step into the boundless. Infinity awaits on. The journey promises to be as infinite as the concept itself. The night sky has always fascinated humanity. We look up, seeing stars scattered across the velvet expanse, and we wonder, how far does it go? Does the universe have an edge, a limit? Or is it infinite, stretching beyond comprehension? The question of whether the universe is infinite is one of the most profound in science and philosophy, challenging not only our understanding of the cosmos, but also our perception of existence itself. To begin answering this question, we must first define what we mean by universe. In simple terms, the universe is everything: all matter, energy, space, and time. But when we consider the possibility of an infinite universe, things become more complex. Are we talking about the observable universe, the part of the cosmos we can see and measure? Or are we considering the entirety of existence, including regions far beyond our ability to perceive? The observable universe is vast, with a diameter of about 93 billion light-years. It contains hundreds of billions of galaxies, each with billions of stars. This sheer scale is staggering, but it's not infinite. It's bound by the speed of light and the age of the universe, which means we can only see as far as light has had time to travel since the Big Bang, roughly 13.8 billion years ago. Beyond this observable boundary lies the unknown. Scientists call it the unobservable universe, a region that could potentially extend forever. But does it? Or does it loop back on itself, like the surface of a sphere, finite yet without edges? The debate over whether the universe is infinite has raged for centuries, blending scientific inquiry with philosophical speculation. Ancient cultures often imagined the universe as finite, enclosed by celestial spheres or firmaments. This view made sense in a pre-scientific world, where the heavens seemed to have a clear, predictable structure. With the advent of modern astronomy, the idea of an infinite universe gained traction. The Polish astronomer Nicolaus Copernicus challenged the notion of Earth as the center of a finite cosmos, suggesting instead that we are just one planet among many in a vast, possibly infinite expanse. This radical shift laid the groundwork for contemporary cosmology, which now grapples with the question of infinity using advanced observations and theoretical models. Today, the scientific community leans toward two main possibilities. The first is that the universe is infinite, stretching endlessly in all directions. This idea aligns with the flat universe model suggested by measurements of cosmic microwave background radiation. If the universe is flat and its expansion continues forever, then it is likely infinite. The second possibility is that the universe is finite but unbounded, like the surface of a sphere. In this model, traveling far enough in one direction would eventually bring you back to your starting point. Much like circling the Earth, this idea is supported by certain interpretations of Einstein's theory of general relativity, which allows for a curved, finite spacetime. The strongest evidence for an infinite universe comes from observations of its large-scale structure. Studies of the cosmic microwave background radiation. The faint afterglow of the Big Bang reveal a universe that appears flat rather than curved. This flatness suggests that the universe is either infinite or so large that its curvature is undetectable within the observable region. Another piece of evidence lies in the uniformity of the cosmos. The distribution of galaxies and cosmic structures is remarkably consistent, even at the largest scales. This homogeneity supports the idea of an infinite universe, as it implies that the same physical laws apply everywhere, no matter how far you go. Mathematical models also favor an infinite universe. The equations governing cosmology, derived from Einstein's general relativity, do not impose any inherent limits on the size of the universe. Unless we find evidence to the contrary, an infinite universe remains a plausible hypothesis. Despite this evidence, the idea of an infinite universe raises significant challenges. For one, infinity itself is a deeply counterintuitive concept. If the universe is infinite, it would contain an infinite number of galaxies, stars, and planets. It would also mean that every possible configuration of matter exists somewhere, including exact copies of Earth and even you. This leads to bizarre implications, such as the infinite monkey theorem applied to the cosmos. In an infinite universe, anything that can happen must happen an infinite number of times. There's also the problem of entropy. The second law of thermodynamics states that entropy, or disorder, tends to increase over time. In an infinite universe, this would lead to a paradox. If the universe has existed forever, why hasn't it already reached a state of maximum entropy, where no further change is possible? Philosophically, an infinite universe raises questions about meaning and significance. If the cosmos is boundless and eternal, does that diminish the importance of individual lives or events? Or does it elevate them, placing each moment within an infinite tapestry of existence? Complicating matters further is the concept of the multiverse. Some theories suggest that our universe is just one of many, each with its own physical laws and constants. If this is true, then the totality of existence might be infinite, even if individual universes are finite. The multiverse idea emerges from several lines of inquiry, including string theory and the inflationary model of the cosmos. According to inflationary theory, the rapid expansion of space during the universe's earliest moments could have created countless bubble universes, each isolated from the others. These bubbles could form an infinite multiverse, where every conceivable reality exists somewhere. While the multiverse remains speculative, it highlights the profound implications of infinity. If even a fraction of these theories are correct, then the true nature of reality may be far stranger than we can imagine. So, is the universe infinite? The honest answer is that we don't know. The observable evidence points to a cosmos that is either infinite or unimaginably vast, but definitive proof remains elusive. Our current understanding of physics and cosmology can only take us so far, limited by the constraints of observation and the boundaries of our own minds. Yet, this uncertainty is not a weakness, it's an invitation. The question of infinity challenges us to expand our horizons, to push the boundaries of what we know and what we dare to imagine. It reminds us that the universe is not just a collection of stars and galaxies, but a profound mystery, one that inspires wonder and curiosity at every turn. In the end, the true value of exploring infinity lies not in finding answers, but in asking questions. By grappling with the concept of an infinite universe, we confront the vastness of existence and our place within it. Whether the cosmos is infinite or finite, it is undeniably extraordinary, a testament to the boundless potential of nature and the human spirit. As we continue this journey, we'll explore other facets of infinity, delving into the realms of mathematics, philosophy, and human connection. Each step brings us closer to understanding the unending mysteries of the cosmos and the infinite possibilities within ourselves. For now, let the idea of an infinite universe spark your imagination and remind you of the limitless wonders that await in the vastness of existence. Mathematics is often called the language of the universe. Through its precise symbols and logical structure, it allows us to describe the physical world with stunning clarity. But mathematics also offers something far more profound, a gateway to infinity. It provides a means to explore concepts that transcend the physical, giving us tools to grapple with the infinite in ways that extend beyond our senses. From ancient number systems to modern theories, mathematics has continually wrestled with the concept of infinity. In this chapter, we delve into the mathematical world, where infinity takes on many forms, as a number, as a concept, and as a fundamental part of the fabric of reality. The idea of infinity is not a modern invention. It has deep roots in ancient civilizations. Greek mathematicians, for example, were some of the first to confront infinity head-on. Zeno of Elea famously devised paradoxes that challenged the notion of infinite divisibility. One of his most well-known paradoxes, Achilles and the tortoise, describes a scenario in which a faster runner, Achilles, can never overtake a slower one, the tortoise. Because of the infinite number of points Achilles must reach to catch up. Zeno's paradoxes posed profound questions about the nature of motion, space, and time. They revealed the challenge of reconciling our physical experience with the abstract realm of infinity. The Greeks, however, were divided in their approach to infinity. Aristotle, for instance, distinguished between potential infinity and actual infinity. He accepted the former, the idea that a process could go on indefinitely, but rejected the latter, viewing it as paradoxical and contradictory. The concept of infinity gained mathematical rigor. In the 17th century, with the development of calculus by Isaac Newton and Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, calculus relies on the notion of limits, which allows mathematicians to work with infinite processes in a precise way. For example, the area under a curve can be calculated by dividing it into an infinite number of infinitesimally small slices, and then summing their areas. This breakthrough revolutionized science and engineering, making it possible to describe everything from planetary motion to fluid dynamics. Yet, the infinite processes underlying calculus sparked philosophical debates. How can we add up an infinite number of terms and arrive at a finite result? And what does it mean for something to be infinitesimally small? These questions led to the development of formal mathematical theories of infinity, which continue to shape our understanding of the universe. In the late 19th century, the German mathematician Georg Cantor transformed our understanding of infinity. Cantor introduced the concept of different sizes, or cardinalities, of infinity. For instance, the set of natural numbers is infinite, but so is the set of real numbers. Cantor showed that the infinity of the real numbers is larger than the infinity of the natural numbers, a groundbreaking and counterintuitive discovery. Cantor's work also revealed that infinities could be compared, measured, and manipulated using a new branch of mathematics called set theory. This idea opened the door to a world of infinite possibilities, from the countable infinity of integers to the uncountable infinity of real numbers, and even to hierarchies of infinities beyond human comprehension. Yet Cantor's ideas were not universally accepted. Some of his contemporaries, including the prominent mathematician Leopold Kronecker, rejected the notion of actual infinities, viewing them as meaningless abstractions. Despite this criticism, Cantor's theories laid the foundation for modern mathematics and reshaped our understanding of infinity. The concept of infinity is not limited to numbers. It also appears in geometry. Consider the simple example of a line. A line extends infinitely in both directions, and between any 2 points on that line, there are an infinite number of other points. This infinite divisibility is a hallmark of geometric space, one that has fascinated mathematicians and philosophers alike. In the 20th century, the study of infinity in geometry took a dramatic turn with the discovery of fractals. Fractals are intricate, self-similar patterns that repeat at every scale. They are often described as infinite in detail, because you can zoom in endlessly and still find the same structure. The Mandelbrot set, one of the most famous fractals, illustrates this concept beautifully. When visualized, it reveals a complex and infinitely detailed boundary that contains smaller copies of itself. Fractals have practical applications in everything from computer graphics to modeling natural phenomena like coastlines and clouds. But they also serve as a reminder of the infinite complexity hidden within seemingly simple shapes. Infinity is not just a mathematical curiosity. It plays a crucial role in modern physics. For example, singularities points of infinite density appear in the equations describing black holes. These singularities challenge our understanding of space, time, and gravity, hinting at the limitations of our current theories. The concept of infinity also appears in cosmology, where scientists debate whether the universe is infinite in size. As we explored in the previous chapter, observations of the cosmic microwave background radiation suggest that the universe may be flat and infinite, but definitive proof remains elusive. Quantum mechanics, too, grapples with infinity. The famous Heisenberg uncertainty principle implies that certain quantities, like position and momentum, cannot be precisely known simultaneously. This uncertainty leads to phenomena like virtual particles, which briefly pop into and out of existence, creating an infinite energy field known as the quantum vacuum. Infinity is not just a mathematical or physical concept. It is also deeply philosophical. Philosophers have long grappled with questions about the nature of infinity and its implications for existence. For instance, if the universe is infinite, does it contain every possible version of reality? Does this mean that alternate versions of you exist somewhere out there, living entirely different lives? Infinity also raises questions about time. If time is infinite, does that mean everything that can happen will happen an infinite number of times? And if so, what does that mean for free will and the uniqueness of individual moments? These philosophical questions highlight the tension between the abstract nature of infinity and our finite human experience. They challenge us to think beyond the limits of our perception and imagination, offering a glimpse into the profound mysteries of existence. Despite its abstract nature, infinity has practical applications in fields ranging from engineering to computer science. For example, the concept of limits, which relies on infinity, is essential for designing algorithms, modeling physical systems, and solving complex equations. Infinity also plays a role in probability and statistics. Consider the infinite series, a mathematical construct used to model everything from population growth to financial markets. These series allow us to approximate complex behaviors with remarkable precision, revealing patterns and trends that would otherwise remain hidden. Even in everyday life, the idea of infinity shapes our understanding of the world. When we talk about endless possibilities, limitless potential, or boundless curiosity, we are invoking the language of infinity. Infinity is more than just a number or a concept. It is a bridge between the finite and the infinite, the tangible and the abstract. Through mathematics, we have developed tools to explore this profound mystery, uncovering new insights into the nature of reality and our place within it. As we move forward, the concept of infinity will continue to challenge and inspire us, pushing the boundaries of what we know and what we can imagine. Whether we encounter it in the equations of physics, the patterns of fractals, or the mysteries of the cosmos, infinity remains a source of wonder and discovery, a reminder of the limitless possibilities that lie beyond the horizon. Infinity, as a concept, has long captivated not only mathematicians and scientists, but also philosophers. It defies categorization, challenges the limits of human understanding, and forces us to confront some of the deepest questions about existence, time, and the universe itself. While mathematics may quantify infinity and physics may model it, philosophy probes its more abstract and existential dimensions. What does infinity mean for our perception of reality? How does it influence our understanding of the universe and our place within it? This chapter dives into the philosophical enigma of infinity, exploring its implications for existence, consciousness, and meaning. To approach infinity philosophically is to grapple with the nature of reality itself. What does it mean for something to be infinite? Is infinity a property of the universe, a construct of the mind, or something else entirely? The ancient Greeks were among the first to wrestle with these questions. Aristotle, for instance, made a distinction between potential infinity and actual infinity. Potential infinity is a process that could go on forever, like counting numbers, while actual infinity is a completed, infinite entity. Aristotle rejected the idea of actual infinity as an impossibility in the real world, arguing that infinity exists only as a concept or a limit. Modern philosophy, however, has taken a broader view. If the universe is infinite, as some cosmologists suggest, what does that mean for our understanding of space and time? Does an infinite universe imply infinite possibilities, every conceivable reality existing somewhere in the vast expanse of the cosmos? This notion leads to the concept of a multiverse, where every decision, every event, spawns a new reality, creating an infinite web of existence. Yet, infinity also raises profound existential questions. If the universe is infinite, does that make human existence insignificant, a mere speck in an endless sea? Or does it elevate our experience, making each moment a rare and unique event in the vast tapestry of infinity? Time is another realm where infinity takes on profound philosophical significance. If time is infinite, stretching endlessly into the past and the future, what does that mean for existence? Does it mean that every event has happened before and will happen again, an infinite number of times? This concept, known as eternal recurrence, was famously explored by the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. He suggested that if time is infinite and the universe operates in cycles, then every moment of our lives will repeat forever. Eternal recurrence is both a fascinating and unsettling idea. On the one hand, it imbues every action with profound significance, as it will echo throughout eternity. On the other hand, It raises questions about free will and the uniqueness of our experiences. If everything repeats infinitely, does that diminish the value of individual moments? Philosophers have also debated the nature of an infinite future. If time stretches endlessly forward, does that mean humanity has an infinite potential for progress? Or does it mean we are trapped in an endless cycle of creation and destruction with no ultimate purpose or destination? One of the most intriguing aspects of infinity is its relationship to human consciousness. How can finite beings, with limited cognitive capacities, even conceive of infinity? Philosophers like Immanuel Kant have argued that infinity is not an external reality, but a construct of the human mind. Kant suggested that our perception of time and space is inherently infinite, because these are the frameworks through which we experience the world. Others, like Descartes, saw infinity as a reflection of the divine. Descartes argued that the very concept of infinity must come from an infinite being, as finite minds could not independently invent such a notion. This idea aligns with many religious and spiritual traditions, which often equate infinity with the divine. In Christianity, for example, God is described as infinite in power, knowledge, and presence. Similarly, Hindu and Buddhist philosophies view the infinite as a fundamental aspect of the universe, representing ultimate reality or enlightenment. However, the concept of infinity also challenges the limits of human understanding. When we try to imagine infinity, our minds quickly falter. We can think of large numbers or vast spaces, but the true infinite endless, boundless, and without limit eludes us. This cognitive limitation has led some philosophers to argue that infinity is an abstraction, a useful but ultimately inaccessible concept. Philosophy thrives on paradoxes, and infinity provides some of the most intriguing examples. Consider Zeno's paradoxes, which challenge our understanding of motion and division. In one of his most famous paradoxes, the dichotomy, Zeno argued that to move from point A to point B, one must first cover half the distance, then half of the remaining distance, and so on. Since this process involves an infinite number of steps, Zeno concluded that motion is impossible. These paradoxes are not just thought experiments. They reveal deep philosophical questions about the nature of infinity and reality. How can an infinite process be completed in finite time? And what does this imply about the structure of space and time? Another paradox arises from the concept of infinite sets, as explored by mathematicians like Georg Cantor. If the set of natural numbers is infinite, and the set of even numbers is also infinite, how can both sets be the same size? This counterintuitive idea, known as Hilbert's hotel, describes a hypothetical hotel with an infinite number of rooms. Even if the hotel is fully occupied, it can still accommodate new guests by shifting the current occupants to different rooms. These paradoxes challenge our intuitive understanding of reality, forcing us to confront the limits of logic and reason when dealing with the infinite. The concept of infinity also has implications for ethics and morality. If the universe is infinite, does that change our moral responsibilities? Some philosophers argue that an infinite universe implies infinite consequences for our actions. If every decision creates a ripple effect that extends forever, then even seemingly insignificant choices take on immense moral weight. This perspective aligns with the principle of interconnectedness found in many spiritual traditions. In Hinduism and Buddhism, for example, the idea of karma suggests that every action, no matter how small, has infinite repercussions. Similarly, environmental ethics often invoke the concept of infinity when discussing the long-term impact of human actions on the planet. If future generations extend infinitely into the future, what moral obligations do we have to preserve the earth for them? On the other hand, some philosophers argue that infinity diminishes the significance of individual actions. If the universe is infinite, then every possible outcome must already exist somewhere. This perspective, known as modal realism, suggests that our choices are merely one thread in an infinite tapestry of possibilities. Despite centuries of exploration, infinity remains an enigma. It challenges the boundaries of human thought, defies our intuitive understanding of reality, and raises profound philosophical questions. Is infinity a feature of the universe, or is it a construct of the mind? Does it represent ultimate reality, or is it an abstraction that helps us make sense of the world? Philosophers continue to grapple with these questions, exploring infinity from every angle. Some view it as a gateway to understanding the divine, while others see it as a reminder of the limits of human knowledge. Still, others approach it as a practical tool, using the concept of infinity to solve problems and advance our understanding of the universe. What is clear, however, is that infinity is more than just a mathematical or scientific concept. It is a profound philosophical idea that touches on the deepest mysteries of existence, offering a glimpse into the boundless possibilities that lie beyond the finite world. The philosophical exploration of infinity is not about finding definitive answers, but about embracing the questions it raises. It challenges us to think beyond the limits of our perception and imagination, offering a glimpse into the infinite possibilities of the universe and our place within it. As we continue to explore this profound concept, infinity will remain a source of wonder and inspiration, a reminder of the boundless potential of human thought. Throughout history, humanity has been captivated by the idea of the infinite. This fascination transcends cultures, disciplines, and eras, reflecting our unyielding desire to grasp the boundless and the eternal. Whether it manifests in religion, science, art, or philosophy, the quest for the infinite reveals a fundamental aspect of the human spirit: our refusal to accept limits and our relentless pursuit of what lies beyond. This chapter explores the myriad ways in which humanity has sought to understand, experience, and embody the infinite. From ancient myths to modern theories, from spiritual practices to technological advances, the quest for infinity is as diverse as it is enduring. In the realm of myth and religion, the infinite is often personified as the diviner, transcendent force or being that exists beyond the limitations of time, space, and matter. Across cultures, the infinite is associated with creation, omnipotence, and eternity, reflecting humanity's attempt to connect with something greater than itself. In Hinduism, for instance, the concept of Brahman represents the infinite and eternal reality that underlies all existence. Brahman is described as beyond comprehension, without beginning or end, and the source of all that is. Similarly, in Christianity, God is often referred to as infinite in power, wisdom, and presence, existing beyond the confines of human understanding. Ancient myths also reflect humanity's engagement with the infinite. The Ouroboros, a serpent eating its own tail, is a symbol found in many cultures, representing the cyclical nature of existence and the infinite loop of life and death. In Norse mythology, the world serpent, Jormungandr, encircles the earth, signifying a boundary that is both finite and infinite. These stories and symbols are more than mere expressions of awe. They are attempts to grapple with the paradoxes of infinity and incorporate them into a framework of meaning. Through religion and myth, humanity has sought not only to understand the infinite, but to align itself with it, finding purpose and solace in the face of the boundless unknown. Philosophy has long been a battleground for debates about the infinite. From the early Greeks to modern thinkers, philosophers have approached infinity with both curiosity and skepticism, recognizing its potential to expand understanding and its capacity to disrupt established frameworks. Plato and Aristotle offered some of the earliest philosophical examinations of infinity. Plato's realm of forms, eternal and unchanging, can be seen as an early exploration of the infinite's abstract nature. Aristotle, however, distinguished between potential infinity, a process that can continue indefinitely, and actual infinity, which he deemed impossible in the physical world. This distinction influenced philosophical thought for centuries, shaping debates about the nature of reality and knowledge. In the modern era, thinkers like Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel and Søren Kierkegaard delved into infinity as a fundamental aspect of human existence. Hegel viewed infinity as a dialectical process where contradictions are resolved through synthesis, leading to a more comprehensive understanding of reality. Kierkegaard, on the other hand, explored the infinite as a source of existential angst, reflecting humanity's longing for the eternal and the divine. Philosophy's engagement with infinity is not limited to abstract theorizing. It also probes the ethical and existential implications of the infinite. If the universe is infinite, what does that mean for human significance? Does infinity diminish our importance, or does it elevate our existence by placing us within a boundless tapestry of meaning? Art is another domain where humanity's quest for the infinite is vividly expressed. Through visual art, music, and literature, creators have sought to capture the essence of infinity, transcending the limitations of their mediums to evoke the boundless and eternal. The Renaissance ushered in a profound engagement with infinity in art. The development of perspective allowed artists to depict seemingly endless spaces, creating the illusion of infinite depth on a finite canvas. Works like Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper and Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling use perspective and composition to draw viewers into a realm that feels larger than life, hinting at the infinite beyond the frame. In literature, authors have grappled with the infinite through themes of time, space, and possibility. Jorge Luis Borges, an Argentine writer, is particularly renowned for his exploration of infinity. In stories like The Library of Babel and The Aleph, Borges presents infinity as both a source of wonder and a disorienting force, challenging the reader's perception of reality. Music, too, has been a medium for expressing the infinite. Composers like Johann Sebastian Bach used mathematical precision and complex structures to evoke a sense of the eternal. Bach's The Art of Fugue and the Well-Tempered Clavier create patterns that feel as if they could continue endlessly, drawing listeners into a meditative state that mirrors infinity. Art's ability to evoke infinity lies in its capacity to transcend its own boundaries. A painting may be finite in size, a novel finite in length, and a symphony finite in duration, yet each can gesture toward the infinite, inviting viewers, readers, and listeners to imagine what lies beyond. While art and philosophy explore infinity through imagination and abstraction, science seeks to understand it through observation and experimentation. The infinite is not just a theoretical concept in science. It is a fundamental aspect of the universe that shapes our understanding of reality. Astronomy and cosmology confront infinity on a grand scale. Is the universe infinite in size? If so, does that mean it contains an infinite number of stars, galaxies, and planets? Or is the universe finite but unbounded, like the surface of a sphere? These questions drive scientific inquiry, pushing the boundaries of what we know about the cosmos. Mathematics provides the language for exploring infinity, offering tools to quantify the unquantifiable. The concept of infinity is integral to calculus, set theory, and fractal geometry, each of which has applications in understanding the natural world. Fractals, for instance, are geometric patterns that repeat at every scale, creating structures that are finite in size but infinite in complexity. Nature is full of fractal patterns, from the branching of trees to the structure of blood vessels, hinting at the infinite within the finite. Science also delves into infinity on the smallest scales. In quantum mechanics, the behavior of particles suggests that reality is infinitely complex, with every measurement revealing deeper layers of uncertainty and possibility. The study of black holes and singularities pushes this exploration further, presenting scenarios where density and gravity reach infinite levels, challenging the very laws of physics. While infinity often seems like an abstract concept, it also has deeply personal dimensions. Many individuals encounter infinity through experiences of awe, wonder, and transcendence, moments that stretch the boundaries of perception and evoke a sense of the eternal. Standing beneath a star-filled sky, contemplating the vastness of the universe, or losing oneself in a work of art or music, are all ways in which people connect with the infinite. These experiences remind us that infinity is not just an external reality, but also an internal one, reflecting the boundless potential of the human mind and spirit. Religious and spiritual practices often aim to cultivate a direct experience of the infinite. Meditation, prayer, and contemplation are tools for transcending the limitations of the self, allowing individuals to glimpse the eternal and the divine. Mystical traditions across cultures describe encounters with infinity as transformative, dissolving the boundaries between self and other, finite and infinite. Even in our everyday lives, the quest for infinity shapes our aspirations and dreams. The pursuit of knowledge, the desire for immortality, and the longing for connection are all expressions of humanity's drive to reach beyond itself, to touch the infinite. The human quest for the infinite is as old as humanity itself, a reflection of our deepest desires and highest aspirations. Whether through myth and religion, philosophy and science, or art and personal experience, we seek to understand, experience, and embody the boundless and eternal. This quest is not just about answering questions or solving mysteries. It is about expanding the horizons of what it means to be human. Infinity challenges us to think beyond the limits of the known, to imagine new possibilities, and to embrace the vastness of existence. In doing so, it connects us to something greater than ourselves, reminding us that while we are finite beings, we are part of an infinite story. As we draw to the end of this exploration into the infinite, it's clear that infinity is not merely a concept confined to equations or philosophical musings. It's an idea that permeates every aspect of existence, touching the physical, the metaphysical, and the deeply personal. The infinite invites us to expand our understanding, to embrace wonder, and to recognize our place within a vast, interconnected universe. Throughout history, humanity's engagement with infinity has driven us to ask profound questions. What is beyond the stars? Can we truly understand the fabric of reality? How do our actions ripple through this boundless existence? These questions reflect not only our intellectual curiosity, but also a deep-seated yearning to connect with something greater than ourselves. Infinity challenges us. It pushes the boundaries of what we think we know, forcing us to confront paradoxes and accept uncertainty. Yet, it also inspires us to dream bigger, to reach farther, and to imagine beyond the limitations of our current understanding. This interplay between the finite and the infinite, the known and the unknowns, where human progress is born. The concept of infinity might feel abstract or distant, but it profoundly influences our daily lives. Every time we gaze at a starlit sky, lose ourselves in a piece of music, or marvel at the complexity of nature, we are engaging with the infinite. These moments remind us that while we may be small in the grand scheme of things, we are part of a boundless and beautiful universe. Even in the choices we make and the connections we form, infinity plays a role. The idea that small actions can ripple outward, much like the butterfly effect, encourages us to act with intention and awareness. Whether through kindness, creativity, or innovation, each of us contributes to the infinite web of existence. At its core, infinity is a source of endless wonder. It fuels our greatest stories, our most ambitious endeavors, and our deepest reflections. From the intricate patterns of fractals to the vastness of the cosmos, infinity reveals the astonishing complexity and beauty of reality. This wonder is not limited to scientists, philosophers, or artists. It is something we all share. The infinite invites us to look beyond the surface, to question, to explore, and to dream. It reminds us that the universe is not just a collection of objects or a set of rules, but a dynamic, interconnected whole filled with mystery and potential. Recognizing the infinite can be both humbling and empowering. On the one hand, it reveals the vastness of the universe and the limits of our understanding. On the other, it highlights our unique ability to reflect, create, and innovate. We are not passive observers of the infinite. We are active participants in it. Every discovery, every piece of art, every act of kindness contributes to the tapestry of existence. By embracing the infinite, we affirm our role as co-creators of meaning and beauty. Our quest for the infinite is, in many ways, a quest for connection. Whether through science, spirituality, or human relationships, we seek to bridge the gap between ourselves and the greater whole. This desire for connection is what makes us human and what gives our lives depth and purpose. As we continue to explore the infinite, new questions and possibilities arise. What lies beyond the edge of the observable universe? How can we harness the principles of infinity to solve pressing global challenges? How do we balance the vastness of existence with the immediacy of our individual lives? These questions remind us that the journey toward understanding is never-ending. The infinite is not a destination to be reached, but a horizon to be pursued, a source of inspiration, challenge, and growth. In this pursuit, let us embrace both the mystery and the responsibility that come with engaging with the infinite. Let us use the insights we gain to foster compassion, creativity, and collaboration, recognizing that our actions, no matter how small, are part of a larger, interconnected whole. Before we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on this shared journey of exploration. The infinite is not something that can be fully understood or contained. It's an ongoing dialogue, a shared curiosity that connects us all. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this incredible topic. What does infinity mean to you? How do you see it shaping our understanding of the universe, humanity, and ourselves? Share your insights in the comment section below, and let's continue this conversation together. If you've enjoyed this journey through the infinite, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the Storyteller Panda. Your support helps us keep diving into these fascinating topics, uncovering the mysteries of the universe, and sharing them with you. As we leave this exploration of the infinite, let's carry its lessons and inspiration into our lives. Let's approach the world with curiosity, humility, and a sense of wonder, recognizing the infinite potential within ourselves and the universe. The journey toward understanding the infinite is not just about knowledge, it's about connection, creativity, and growth. It's about embracing the unknown and celebrating the boundless beauty of existence. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and remember that the infinite is not out there, it's within us, around us, and part of everything we do. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode of the Storyteller Panda. Share this video with friends and family who might be curious about the infinite, and let's grow this community of seekers and explorers together. Your voice matters, and I can't wait to hear from you in the comments. Let's keep exploring, questioning, and dreaming, because the infinite is waiting.